Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Daniel Rodriguez, aka Big D80091, and welcome to my Gears of War 4 review. Now, Gears of War is one of my favorite franchises of all time, man. It's the reason I bought my Xbox 360, and Gears 4, when it was announced, was the reason I even considered buying an Xbox One right away. In Gears 4, we play as JD Phoenix, the son of Marcus Phoenix, and face off against a new type of enemy called the Swarm. Let's get started with the pros, then to the cons, and then to the final score. Let's start with the graphics. Man, oh man, it's a beautiful game. From level design to the characters themselves, Gears 4 uses all the energy that the Xbox One has to offer, with some intense storms to cut through part of the game, which makes the gameplay flow different from the other installments, and it's exciting and aggravating all at once, especially the destruction it causes, and then to use the storm to your advantage in combat. Marcus Phoenix returns for a huge chunk of the game. It's great to see him back and his awesome one-liners that will make you chuckle while playing through the campaign. A lot of great callbacks and nostalgia when Marcus is around, which leads me to the voice acting. All the voice acting is solid. From hearing teammates on your earpiece to being right next to you. For me, JD did take a while to get used to, but after a few levels you get used to him and his team consisting of Kate and Dell, but more on their personalities and the cons in a few minutes. The final mission is one of the best missions I've played from a Gears game, with memorable moments and fun new tech and some really cool surprises for longtime Gears fans. Surprising, the enemy AI was smart this time around. Enemies flanking you more and throwing frags properly to your position, a problem that some of the other Gears games had. There's a part of the game where you get to ride on a motorcycle, both controlling it and shooting at the same time. A nice addition to the franchise that left me wanting more. Hopefully little things like this makes it into Gears 5 and beyond. Now, ammo in this game, you run out quick and have to leave your best gun for a shitty swarm gun all the time. Big ammo crates are more harder to come by in here, which was really aggravating and annoying when having to use a less effective gun, which brings me to the new weapons. I wasn't a fan of the saw gun where it ricochets off objects and if you aim it right it hits the enemy. Some of the Swarm's new guns are not fun to use and just brings the gameplay down a notch with the pacing. Now, Gears 4 has robots in here, and while it was cool at first, they get annoying real quick and repetitive. They get overused so much that it loses its effect in the game and becomes a hassle. It's been a few months since I've beaten the game, and I can't remember the main villain. Not memorable and boring. I don't even know how the villain looked. That is something that needs to be improved on in the future. General Ram, Queen Mira, we need another sort of enemy that will be scarred into our brains, quotable and terrifying, not some swarm general or whatever Gears 4 had. The collectibles this time around were not interesting. I miss the old days of just finding cog tags instead. The collectibles should feel bigger and worth picking up, and not only were the robots repetitive, some of the Swarm would do the same moves on JD and the team. Sometimes one hit and you're down. This, even on a medium difficulty, got really old throughout the game. While the enemy AI was really good, the teammates AI for Marcus, Dell, and Kate, not so much. Clunky and sad that it's still like that. They get stuck and stay behind while you move forward, which leads me to Kate and Dell and some of the new characters. They're really bland and never fully feel alive. Sure, the voice acting's fine, but they themselves don't hit me right in the heart yet, where I wouldn't really care if they died. Sure, I got used to them, but me liking them and caring for them, not so much. I had an instant connection with the original members of Gears of War, and in here, while they were different, which is good, they're just not connecting with me. I hope Gears 5 makes them more alive and relatable to a certain degree. And last on the cons, the pacing of the game. Slow, fast, then really slow, and then fast. Most of the time it feels like you're just going to a place and surviving waves of the Swarm, which they did in Judgment. And I like Judgment for what it was, but for them to take that and put it in here was not needed. Maybe once, but 2 or 3 times after that, that's where the word repetitive comes back to play. Overall, Gears 4 is not the best in the franchise. It's better than Judgment, sure, but it doesn't compete with Gears 1, 2, and 3. It's definitely a start. With Kate, it's a step in the right direction. Dell and JD's part, I'm still not feeling it. I loved the settings we went to and more of the lore and twists that were put in here. But With mediocre pacing, crappy new weapons, and still horrible AI for teammates, it's not perfect, but it's a start for this new trilogy that the Coalition is making. I believe in the team and Rod Ferguson to wow us with another beautiful looking game next. Just hopefully fixing certain things from 4 and enhance it in 5. Gears of War 4 is worth playing if you haven't played it yet, and multiplayer is fun. Not as fun as Gears 3 multiplayer, but it's a nice time killer when playing King of the Hill, Team Deathmatch, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to give Gears 4 a 7 out of a 10, which equals a B-. Thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and tell me what you think of Gears 4, and hit the subscribe button for more future game reviews. Till next time, bye bye.